feeling? You ready? All right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing the street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of You Best Believe It. Loungin, you made it another week. I'm so happy to see your sunshiny face. Whether you are on the replay or here live right now in the chat, lurking, whatever you're doing, it's great to have you here. Now, I'm not by myself. Lady Lisa, say hey.
Hey, y'all.
Oh, boy. You know what? We're going to try to keep this short and sweet. It's the weekend. You kicking it on the afternoon, minding your business, doing your thing. We're going to try to roll you through real quick. We got lounging right now. We got sports a little bit later with PL Parker Lewis. We'll have some fun. To ease us into this story, I'm going to throw this link into the chat. To ease us into this story, fast food titan. Fast food titan, also known
of the 80s, early 90s,
known as Arbys. They have the meats. They have come out with a sandwich called the Meat Mountain. Now, I just put the link up in the chat. The Meat Mountain. The interesting thing about this picture of the Meat Mountain is because they always, whenever you get, you know what I'm saying, whenever you get a sandwich from some store, the sandwich be the illest sandwich you ever seen. Bacon just flying out the bread. You know what I'm saying? You know, the ham just leaning all over, the turkey everywhere. And you look at this sandwich, you're like, oh my God, this really is a Meat Mountain. This is a perfectly made sandwich. The only thing is there's some slight, how should you say, derision amongst the Arbys fans. Because CJ Wilson posted up, he said arrest everybody. He showed a picture of what really came out of the package of this Meat Mountain.
and it looks like somebody's insides.
It just looked like somebody threw a whole bunch of meat between some bread. It don't look nicely crafted or nothing. It's just like, hurry up, make this, get out the door. Arbys don't even have enough customers to be working this fast.
It looks slimy and disgusting, quite honestly. Look at the sandwich to the right, and the one to the left is
the one to the right is amazing, perfectly crafted.
Did somebody start chewing this first?
Man, nah, there ain't no bites in this. There ain't no bite on that bread. Look at the bread look mangled. Look, man, this takes me back to a time when I was younger. Shouts to Hardee's. All right, so shouts to Boogsworthy in chat. Nice to see you. Said that joint look nasty. Yeah. So we go to Hardee's. And because at the time, this is way back, I was younger. We go to Hardee's. No, my mom's took me. We went to Hardee's. Some kind of sandwich that was like, they had like a bacon sandwich or something, and bacon was everywhere. The burger was juicy and crisp or something, and the bread or everything. It looked amazing on the commercial. My mom was like, Hardee's right around the corner. Let's go pick up one. I was like, all right. I ain't gonna stop you. We go get the sandwich. I lie to you not. There was a square of bacon about this big in the middle of the bun. Ever since then, I was like, you know what? My eyes been awakened, yep. My eyes have been open to the glory or lack thereof of fast food marketing. The bacon was so small. Like you couldn't even call it a bacon sandwich. It was almost like the bacon got on there on accident. But oh man, reminds me of the black buns that Burger King tried to push. Yeah, what up, Shirley? Nice to see you. Yeah, them black buns was a bad idea. It was So anyway, back to this Meat Mountain. You know, since we getting warmed up, I just want y'all to,
Sandwich looked like it got COVID.
That sandwich, just stop going to Arbys, y'all. I'm sorry. Like,
Arbys used to be the bomb.
Arbys was
80s,
sweet.
I would say the 80s and very early 90s.
What happened?
Arbys was what Chick-fil-A is today.
Huh. You know what? I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Arby's was dope. Like when I was real little.
They were.
I remember Arby's was dope. What happened? What happened?
Those roast beef sandwiches and them curly fries. The curly fries.
Oh, the curly fries was on point.
Hello.
Arby's, what happened? What happened to y'all? You know what I'm saying? You used to be a prom queen. Now you're a prom fiend. Anyway, so moving on. You know what I'm saying? Figure you have a nice little warm up. Moving on to this week's talks on reparations. If you didn't know, this week there was a conversation around reparations and HR 40, and you know what? I'll let Lady Lisa take this one away. You
want me to read it, or you want me to just talk about it?
You can read a little bit, and then you can go to the Atlanta News Now. You can go to that one. Either one. It's silliness, but you know.
All right. So Atlanta News Now. Herschel Walker argues reparations teaches separation at hearing. A bill that seeks to lay groundwork to pay the descendants of slaves through reparations will be discussed during a House Judiciary Committee meeting Wednesday. Georgian and College Football Hall of Famer Herschel Walker spoke against that bill during a Wednesday hearing, noting that, quote, atonement will not help black people.
Oh, please.
Walker, an ardent Republican, is one of a handful of dignitaries speaking during the hearing with the subpanel.
But he's not a dignitary.
Considering H.R. 40, a piece of legislation pushing to create a reparations committee. From Walker's perspective, racism is, quote, better today than yesterday. And creating a commission to consider reparations, which has been spoken about many times, is a moot point in 2021. He says, my religion teaches togetherness. Reparations teaches separation, he said in his testimony.
No, it doesn't. The root word is to repair. What does that have to do with separation?
The separation's already happened. That's the thing. That's what kills me when people say this. Oh, you know, this is separated. We're already separated.
Dude brought up his...
Can we just say that? We're already separated.
Just continue on.
Slavery, he said slavery ended over 130 years ago. How can a father ask his son to do prison time for a crime he committed? You sound dumb. You sound real dumb.
Well, I mean, because white people put him up to this mess. White people are always going to have some black stooges to come up and tell black people that they ain't supposed to have reparations.
Well, this is the thing.
Here's the
We're
thing.
not asking white people to do anything. This is about our government.
Thank you. This is about the U.S. government. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Stop being insecure. Ain't nobody thinking about you. White person, you know, here, there, everywhere, on the street or whatever. It has nothing to do with you. This is about us and the U.S. government. That's it. Now, it ain't got nothing to do with you or your daddy.
If you feel some kind of way because you know what your granddaddy and your great granddaddy did, that's between you and Jesus.
Yeah, that's between we ain't even interested in you. We talk about us and the U.S. government. And the funny thing here is, homie brings religion into it. I'm like, what this got to do with anything?
Care about your religion?
This ain't got nothing to do with religion.
Your religion.
This fool. Once again, this whole hearing is another, like I said, we're going to have a meeting about the meeting. And I don't know if you're checking us out and you've ever been in corporate America, you know there's going to be a meeting about the meeting, and then we're going to reschedule another meeting to talk about the meeting minutes of this meeting, but nothing's ever going to get done.
Yeah, only when it comes to this. Anything else, they just vote on the bill. That's it. They vote on the bill. That's anything else. They've been meeting about this for how many years now?
Bruh.
How many years have they been meeting about this? Please.
It's the HR 40 isn't even reparations. It's like a study to figure out what you're going to do about reparations.
Or what you're not going to do.
Or what you're not going to do. And it's funny because nobody tells Jewish people this stuff. Nobody tells Japanese people this stuff. Nobody tells them none of this. Nobody tells them this. Nobody goes to the Jewish people and be like, well, you know, y'all shouldn't have got reparations.
Yeah, how do we measure your Jewishness?
Yeah, how do we measure your Jewishness? Are you Jewish enough? Nobody would ever dare saying that. No one. I bet you anything. No one would ever come up and say, well, we need to figure out how Jewish you are before, that would never happen. You think that would never happen. But, of course, we got Herschel Walker up in here talking about how you shouldn't get it. Then you got they had Larry Elder. You know how his dumb self get down. And then they had this this other woman, this like African this African like scholar or whatever, talking about like the transatlantic slave and all African. Like no. This reparations is about America. People here, you try to take it to the Caribbean and stuff, and like, look, they deserve reparations as well. From Britain, from the Dutch, from France. All them that's what, but we are talking about the U.S. government. Don't be trying to slide in, I'm sorry, but no. This ain't the time. And I don't even have nothing against you. I'm just saying, nah, we can't do that right now. All right? You got, not here. All right? We just can't. Because if you're going to start saying African descent, then what you're going to get is a whole bunch. You get these, like, she started coming with all these vague terms with, like, racial equality, racial justice, where you can, like, put an umbrella over a lot of people. And it's like, nah, this is about black people in America. American blacks. Not people that, like, were in the Caribbean and immigrated over later after, like, the whole civil rights movement went through. And there's no diss to them. It's just that this isn't about them. This is about something else. So, anyway, the funny thing with this is they find a way to find Larry Elder. They find a way to find Herschel Walker. They find a way to find the young lady that was talking about like the whole transatlantic slave and Caribbean and all that. They find a way to find them. Somehow, they don't find anyone that's like talking about reparations as far as like, say, I don't know, Tariq Nasheed or Jason Black or Professor Truth or, you know, any of these ADOS guys or FBA guys or ladies or whatever. Somehow they can't find them. Somehow, I don't know, they blinded them.
Oh, they can find them.
And they have the nerve to call Herschel Walker a dignitary. Now, once again, we're adults. We can take it. If you don't want to give it to us, fine. Just say it. But see, the thing is, you don't want to come out and say it because you know you done already given reparations to 3 groups. Native Americans have gotten reparations. Jewish people have gotten reparations. Japanese people have gotten reparations. So you know if you just outright say, no, we ain't giving it to you and just deal with it, they know they going to look real bad up in the press. So what they got to do is this whole pretending like they about to do something. Oh, let's, well, you know, we going to have a meeting. We're going to figure this out. We're going to talk. I'm like, you don't have to figure this out. I'm pretty sure I can figure out reparations in like a weekend. Like a calculator and a weekend, I think I can figure it out. It's not that tough. It's not really that tough. And then Herschel Walker's like, are we going to figure out a 23andMe? And it's just like, you know good and well, you ain't going to have to do all that. Did they do that with Jewish people? Did they do that with Japanese people? Did they do that with Native Americans? Somehow it still got done, right? Somehow it still happened, right? And you didn't see non-Jewish people getting Jewish reparations? So somehow all of a sudden it's too tricky. Now it's like, now I don't know. It's just too hard to do it now. It's like, stop it. I'd rather y'all just not do the mess instead of this whole kind of like meeting about the meeting, this whole kind of like this kind of energy around like, trust us, just give us a chance because we're trying to figure it out. You're talking about people that have access to some of the smartest minds and think tanks in the world, but somehow they got to figure out, you know what I'm saying? They got to figure out how we gonna do it. They perplexed. But shouts to the chat. Blue Knight says, Herschel Walker, African Americans sold slaves to the Europeans. How do Africans become African Americans before there is an American? Thank you. When he said that, I was like, I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I don't think he understands what he's talking about. And actually, if you're going to make the case of Africans selling Africans into slavery, you don't actually get, if you want to make that case, you don't get the U.S. off the hook all you do is put certain territories in Africa on the hook as well. You don't. It doesn't get the U.S. off the hook. So if you want to make that argument, cool. Say any country in West Africa, it's their fault too. Okay. It's their fault too. Yeah. Meaning as well. Also, meaning that the U.S. isn't off the hook for this. It means that, we're getting reparations from two places now. So your argument about people selling folks into slavery, I don't know why you think that that's some kind of way to dismiss what has gone on in the U.S. since as early as 1619 or 1555, depending on what you read, who you talk to, and different historical documents. But go ahead, sorry.
No, I forgot what it was that I was going to say.
All right, Ellis 3520 says, it's just hard because it's us. Any other group would not have this problem. Yeah, any other group wouldn't. It wouldn't go through this. Come on, man. It wouldn't even be an issue. Shouts to Nomad Rich Productions. Said study to find out how much is owed, and it's sad because they think that they think we need these kind of like parlor tricks and circus antics. We don't need this. I'd rather you just either talk about it for real or just don't do it. But this whole we gonna have a meeting, y'all. PBS, we gonna stream this live. Because it's gonna be this deep conversation. If we're gonna talk about reparations, why would we even invite someone who's gonna speak against it? Like, why? If we're really trying to talk about doing reparations, why would we even invite like Larry Elder or Herschel Walker or anyone who's going to try to divert the conversation? Why would we do that?
Because I love how they don't ever invite anyone who has any type of historical knowledge who can break down everything. Because there are plenty of professors out here, plenty of black intellectuals out here who could sit here and break it down to them exactly if they needed them to. But that's not who they ever invite. And they've had at least 3 of these meetings that I can think of. They never invite any of these people. The closest they ever came was Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah, probably.
That's the closest they've come.
And even Ta-Nehisi Coates kind of started, because he had a conversation, which was kind of cool, but he was also in that group of like reparations can be other things. No, reparations needs to be money. It wasn't other things. We didn't argue to give other things to Native Americans or Jewish people or Japanese people. They got money.
When the plan was 40 acres and a mule, the reason it was 40 acres and a mule is because that was a direct source for provision for your families. Yeah. You needed land to grow and you needed a mule to do the work. The equivalent of that is whatever that, would be for us monetarily today. What we going to do with 40 acres and a mule?
Yeah,
And they know, yes, but I ain't trusting y'all to parcel out 40 acres for us.
Yeah, it's like, and then the funny, Shirley said, look, Walker and Elder don't want the reparations, then it's more for the rest of us.
Okay.
Nomad said, they know we don't need it. It's just a tool to waste time and divert the convo. Yeah, absolutely. True. And Boogsworthy said, I'm surprised they didn't get Daniel Cameron to speak. Oh man, that's funny. So anyway, all right. So Nomad Rich said land in a pickup truck. So technically, so if you wanted to like make the same argument now, you could say, oh, okay, well, if we're gonna give you like for like, we give you 40 acres and and a truck. You know what I'm saying? But we know that's not how reparations are done now.
No,
in the modern world.
Yeah.
So what you would want to do is monetize, or look at the monetary value of that, and then add on the inflation of said monetary value. So,
but they know the power of putting this type of money in the hands of black folks. They do not want to do that. That's why some people are so upset about the stimulus.
Yeah, because they know they know good and well. They talk this mess. You'll always hear, especially the Fox News playbook. You'll hear like, oh well, they spend their money on rims and gold teeth, and all they do is buy shoes and whatever. If that was truly the case and they truly believed in it, they'd give us the money. You want to know why? Because that would generate the economy like nothing has ever seen in their whole entire lives. They don't really believe that. They sell that to other poor white people to keep them against us. Here's the true deal. They know if we had the money, then money frees us. Because right now, money is used to strangle you and restrict your action through things like credit. If you have bad credit, you can't get an apartment. They've restricted your movement. If you have bad credit, you can't get a good car. They've restricted your movement. If you have bad credit, there's certain government jobs you can't get. They've restricted your upward mobility. Things like that. If you have money and you're able to repair your credit or buy things on your own, then you have not been restricted anymore. They can't, trust me, the world ain't gonna be fixed. But the monetary issues that are used as roadblocks in front of black people, which in most cases are under either the financial sector, the judicial or justice system, because cash bail exists. Well, now I don't have to sit in jail for 3 to 6 months to a year into my trial because I have money for bail.
Exactly.
I don't have to worry about where I'm going to school or how my kid's going to make it to school. I have money. It's not an issue anymore. The housing, education, justice system, all of that stuff. Being able to govern yourselves to a certain degree. Say we get the reparations and 20, 30 black people decide to get together and buy their own land and incorporate that town with their own police service and own everything. Well, guess what? Now you've essentially removed yourself from the rest of society, where it's like, no, we're incorporated like Beverly Hills is incorporated. Mm-hmm. Beverly Hills has their own police force. LAPD doesn't go in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you'd have your own incorporated area, but if you do that, the control and stranglehold that the government usually has on you as a system starts to weaken. And that's what this is all about. If they really believed in that mess where all you're going to do is buy t-shirts, they would have given us the money already. Because they would have been like, shoot, the economy is about to go up. We're going to give them the money. They're going to give it right back to us and everything's going to be great. But they know it's not true. They know, yes, don't get me wrong. Everybody, every group, no matter what, ethnicity you are, got knuckleheads. Yes, there's going to be some knuckleheads that go buy some shoes. But on a large scale, I think there's way more people waiting to fund their app idea, waiting to fund their business, waiting to become a conglomerate to buy an NBA team, there's so many people that have way more concrete, I guess you could say, ambitions through tech, through business, through finance, all of these things that they know it's best to keep that money out of our hands. So they're full of poop. But we'll leave it because we'll see. Of course, we're gonna always follow it. If they bring something up, we'll follow it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Mr. Robert Broadway says money will free us, and they don't want that. So next up, I want to throw a shout out because for the rest of the show, I wanted to get into Tejas. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Texas. I know some of our viewers are in Texas. I hope y'all are doing all right. I know it's been getting better. Some of y'all have tweeted me or DM'd me. Let me know if things are getting better. So, if you want to, do you want to handle that? Or, all right, cool. I got you. Go on, you handle that. All right. If, for instance, if you're still going through, let us know where you at so we can kind of like see what's going on with the people. Because, of course, when you're in other places outside of Texas, news gets weird. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking at like the national news source and you're just looking at like trending topics. But we got Texas. And it was already bad enough that millions of people were without power. It had been going on. And, people access to water, access to heat. is, debilitating, temperatures. It's not a good thing. It's bad out there for a lot of people. And first we had the council member. The council member, or was it the mayor? Was it the Texas mayor? Or was he a council member? Y'all let me know in the chat. Tim Boyd, he was a mayor, sorry. Texas Mayor Tim Boyd resigns after telling residents desperate for power and heat, only the strong will survive. Now, I'm not going to read the whole statement because you guys have seen it by now. At least I assume so. If you haven't, I'll put the link to the tweet in the chat. But this is the kind of energy. This is the kind of energy that they got for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So he comes out and homie starts the post. Said, let me hurt some feelings while I have a minute. Wow. That's how you know it's about you going downhill from there. There's there's nowhere else. When someone says, let me hurt some feelings real quick, it's going downhill. So he saying like, the city and county, along with power providers or any other service, owes you nothing. I'm sick and tired of people looking for a dang handout. I said dang because it's a family show. Follows on, says, only the strong will survive and the weak will perish. He misspells perish, but it's all right. Folks, God has given us the tools to support ourselves in times like this. This is sadly a product of a socialist government where they feed people to believe that the few will work and the others will become dependent for handouts. But to a certain degree, this is the energy I get from people from Texas outside of my brothers and sisters. Then says, we have lost sight of those in need and those that take advantage of the system and misled them into one group, I don't know. Bottom line, quit crying and looking for a handout. Get off your butt and take care of your own family. Now, there's a lot to unpack there. And people thought, hey man, Texas is wild. Texas is definitely a state that when it comes to a large portion, the energy is very pull yourself up from your own bootstraps. It's very in that nature. So honestly, to see this post from someone in Texas did not surprise me. To see it from a mayor did surprise me. This is something that I would expect a mayor to think or say, but not.
I wouldn't even expect them to think this because this is the thing. We can't forget that these people are in a position of service, right? All of these positions are to be positions of service. They are supposed to be serving people. Like you shouldn't even be thinking that, let alone saying it. But if you're even thinking it, if you feel this way, you don't need to be where you are because you're not going to be able to do what it is you're supposed to do. Like times like this is when we should really, really see what someone in this position can do.
Yeah, and that circles me around to the next person. Lesser known brother of Tom Cruise, Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, governor.
Oh no, don't say his whole name. What's his whole name?
Raphael. Right.
You know what? We need to start calling him by his government name.
Be like, yo,
Raphael.
Cruz. Raphael Cruz. Lesser known brother, the Cruz brothers. You got Tom Cruise, Terry Crews, and Ted Cruz. You know what I'm saying? It's all T Cruz. So anyway, this man had the nerve to get up and go to Cancun, Mexico. Now here's the thing. If you're going to go to Mexico, go. But do it on the sneak, my dude. This dude had the nerve to just go through regular. Why didn't you get a private jet or something and just go on the tarmac and get in a plane and fly? This man had to floss on you by walking through the airport with his family while everybody else struggling and striving. He like, psh, deuces, we gonna go down to Cancun. Now, once again, you get the representation that you deserve. That you get what you pay for. You went out, you voted for this man, you knew the kind of man he was, and now you got him. Just like this mayor. You went out, voted for this man, you knew what kind of man he was, now you got him. So there's only so much sympathy I can have for people that voted for him, but unfortunately, there's a whole gang of people in Texas that did not vote for him that are kind of also swept up in this situation of being caught out there. So I am on the fence on this because I do feel for those people that are like, nah, I didn't vote for him. I didn't want him to win, but, we stuck with him now because, the vote went that way. So dude had the nerve to go to Cancun and then tried to blame it on his daughter, though.
They wanted to go to Cancun. What can I do? Not go.
Not go. All right, shout out to the chat. Shirley says, Raphael blames his daughters. Kid at Heart says, they ain't got the nerve to say, don't cross the borders illegally for people trying to escape their cartels. Yo, man, look.
Yeah, we get what you're saying.
We get what you're saying, bruh. He tried to blame it on his daughter. Here's the thing. In a time of crisis, the governor is needed there to lead the charge and help coordinate what's actually going on. Because I know people have been like, well, what do you expect him to do? He can't control the weather. I know that. I know he can't control the weather. But what I do know is that he can be there not only as a source of support and a sign of solidarity, but also there to coordinate different teams and resources on what's going on the ground.
I don't know. Do his job, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Also there to provide I guess you could say, a kind of like aggregator of what is where. So like, where the elderly people that are by themselves, where they at? Okay, we got to get people there. Cool. Where the generators at? Cool. Let's get the generators there. Where the food banks? Can we get the people to mobilize the food banks? Cool.
That sounds a lot like what's the word? Leadership.
Like, yo, I'm gonna be honest. I was talking to you last night. I was like, if I was the governor of Texas, they'd be naming an airport after me after this. Cause like I'm sitting there at home figuring this out. I'm like, he could have did this, he could have did that, he could have did this, he could have did that, but he went to Cancun. Like, dude, there are way too many resources for you to be out on the front line directing. You are in a time like this. The governor should be the general of the response team. That's what he should be doing. And you went to Cancun, dude, and I don't mind you going to Cancun. Just stop fronting like, yo, my daughter had to go. You know what I'm saying? So Boogsworthy says Texas government should have been upgraded their infrastructure. They've been getting killed by natural disasters the past several years. It's crazy. Yeah, hey, look. Once again, everybody want deregulation, right? It's what happens. Y'all want it, you got it. So, all right, we move forward. Now, you got the power grid going crazy, and you got people like, yo, where's the help going to come from? Where's the assistance going to come from? What we going to do? How we going to get through this? And here we go. We got AOC. Now, before I start talking about AOC, I want y'all to know that AOC is full of it too. But AOC seized a moment. Would you like to read this article, or do you want me to read it?
You can read it.
All right. AOC raises over $3 million for Texas relief, heads to Houston after blasting Cruz for Mexico trip. The New York lawmaker volunteered at a Houston food bank Saturday to help with relief efforts. See, if you don't play your position, someone else might do it for you. Also, Beto O'Rourke down there, who lost is out there giving, making sure people got water and giving food and stuff. If you don't play your position, someone else will. Now, here's the thing. People on Twitter like, oh, AOC just doing this for the media. Yeah, she probably is. But the bottom line is, it's getting done. You get to the people that need blankets and food and water. I don't think they really care right now if it's being done. Like, yes, of course.
They don't care.
AOC is down there.
They don't care. They don't care if they doing it because they made a deal with the devil. They don't care.
Yeah, you know that girl. You know that girl down there to get her shine. But if she gonna get her shine while also helping people, I mean,
let her have
how bad can you be?
Because the thing is, if she's gonna get her shine while helping people, who says she don't deserve it?
True. You know what I'm saying? You always say you want people to be out there helping. This one go out and help. You like, she only doing it because they want the news. So can't have it both ways. So here goes. Rep AOC from New York raised $3.2 million for relief efforts in Texas as of Friday night before visiting Houston to help in the recovery effort. Quote, I think this shows that New York stands with you, but the whole country stands with you. Wow. Sounds like something that a governor should say. Ocasio-Cortez said in a press conference outside the food bank. What did I just say about food banks? And I didn't even read. Okay. So, where she spent the morning volunteering. Rep. Sylvia Garcia, Democrat in Texas, who represents the Houston area and joined AOC Saturday, praised the Congresswoman for her efforts, saying that's pretty big even for Texas sizes. Garcia said of the 3.2 million raised. And it goes on to, give her love and all that good stuff. And then it shows her tweet where she says, if Senator Cruz had resigned back in January after helping gin up a violent insurrection that killed several people, he could have taken his vacation in peace. Texans should continue to demand his resignation, but don't blame me for this. My points are on Amtrak. Here's the thing. Does this all work for her? Yes. Could she be using this? Could AOC be looking for a presidential run, 4-8 years down the line or whatever? Yeah, probably could. Could be setting this up. But guess what? She wouldn't be able to do this if you were doing your job. So don't come in here trying to blame AOC for something. Yes, AOC has done some funny style stuff, and yes, she's full of it, especially when it comes to reparations. But right now, you can't, but for this specific issue, can't blame her. You could have been there. Your boy Ted left. Your boy Ted went to get the surf and turf in Mexico. All right? So don't be jumping on her talking about she just want the news. Yeah, maybe she does, but she also put in that work. So
and he put her in a position to get it. So
yeah, he put her in a position to get it. If he was running his state, he would have been fine. Like, yo. So, with that said, we have exercised and exhausted the demons this week. I think a nice, smooth Saturday show. Not too crazy. You know what I'm saying? We still looking for them tangibles. They ain't gotten them yet. You know what I'm saying? You got Ice Cube. We going to see what happens with this meeting. We ain't gone through the meeting yet, but they said that Joe Biden reached out to him. So when they schedule a meeting, we'll come on that. We'll talk about that. And we'll see. But still ain't got no tangibles. And all those people told you that they don't care and to shut up and vote. Notice they are nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I'm talking about. Notice she is nowhere to be found. About all these people saying, hey, your boy JB didn't do anything for us yet. Now, he praised us. Bless you. So, you had all this time to write these Instagram posts about how you don't care about what we talk about, and we need to just vote. Where the long posts now about what JB ain't doing? Or your girl KH. Where's she at? Where's she at? That's all I'm saying. Where they at? But we'll see. We will follow up. We'll see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep on pushing. See what happens. But if you can, one thing I will say, Yes, Kid at Heart said, where they at though? One thing I will say is, guys, find you some black businesses to support. I don't care if they sell deodorant, hairspray, drawers, socks. Find a way to let the dollar circulate. You know what I'm saying? There's tons of there's links down below of companies you can go to and check out. There's different creators you can support. Just find a way to let the dollar circulate. Because right now we all we got. We might get reparations, but I'm just saying, don't hold your breath. We all we got right now.
We
You
ain't
know
get
what I'm
no
saying? Look,
reparation.
if I take my pennies and you take your pennies and they take their pennies, we put them together, we gonna be all right. So, before we get out of here, Lisa, say peace.
Bye, y'all.
That's right. NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. Hit that thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Hit that thumbs down if you don't. But if you hit that thumbs down, I'm gonna sing Ted Cruz to your house, and you ain't gonna be happy. All right? You know what I'm saying? You ready to roll?
Yes.
All right, cool. So, podcast if you want to listen, of course, and Spotify for that music. Thank you for rolling through to the chat. Kid at Heart, Shirley, Panda in the house. We had Lil Miss Chocolate. Say Lil Miss Chocolate. Boogsworthy, early up in the spot. We had what was it? Was it Shot by Nolan? Blue Knight. We had Blue Knight. We had Ellis come through. Nomad Rich Productions. We had some cool folks come through. So if I missed you, I apologize. It is not on purpose. But from us to you, we're just saying peace. Say woo for you.
For you.
Say give them the woo. Show them the woo. Yes, right. Show them the power of the woo. Anyway, man, we gone, y'all. Until next time. Oh, and we got sports at 6 o'clock right here. See y'all later. Peace.